WLFI, Trump's $100 billion stablecoin plan, is shaking up crypto markets. Here's why this project could dominate 2025. Welcome back to Wealthy Wise. Today, we're breaking down what I believe could be one of the most influential crypto projects of this cycle. A project that blends politics, finance, and blockchain in a way we've never seen before. It's called World Liberty Financial, WLFI. Unlike the Trump memecoin frenzy we've seen in the past, this isn't just hype. It's a fully regulated DeFi ecosystem designed to reshape how stablecoins and US treasuries intersect. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why WLFI is already shaking up the crypto market, how USD1 fits into the bigger picture, and which related tokens might outperform as hype ramps up over the next few months. Buckle up, because this story has everything: political influence, billion-dollar deals, and a roadmap that points to WLFI becoming a top 10 crypto by the end of this year. The content in this video is for informational and entertainment purposes only. It is not financial, investment, or legal advice. Always conduct your own research before making any investment decisions. Cryptocurrency markets are highly volatile, and you are solely responsible for your own choices. To understand World Liberty Financial, we have to go back to September 2024, when whispers of a Trump-backed stablecoin first started circulating. At that time, most people thought it was nothing more than a meme narrative, given Trump's history with NFTs and meme coins. But behind the scenes, a completely different machine was being built. One that combined US regulatory frameworks, institutional capital, and blockchain infrastructure. The idea was simple but ambitious. Create a fully transparent, fully regulated stablecoin that isn't tied to a single blockchain or centralized exchange. USD1 was designed to be blockchain agnostic, operating seamlessly across Ethereum, BNB Chain, Tron, and future Arway networks like Plume. From day one, USD1 was positioned as more than just a dollar-backed token. The Trump family wanted a parallel financial rail that could bring institutional players, banks, funds, sovereign wealth funds, into crypto without regulatory risk. They weren't trying to compete with Tether or USDC on retail adoption. Instead, they wanted to control the narrative of institutional stablecoin issuance. The WLFI token was quietly minted as the governance layer of this ecosystem. In early documentation, it was labeled non-transferable, a move to comply with SEC guidance while building a base of early investors. This stealth approach is why the project stayed under the radar for so long, despite raising billions. This project is different because it has unprecedented political weight. Donald Trump himself is listed as an honorary founder. Eric Trump, Donald Trump Jr., and Barron Trump have acted as de facto brand ambassadors, consistently sharing updates on their X accounts. But the story runs deeper. Trump has been outspoken about his desire to bring crypto innovation to the US. After years of skepticism, his 2024 campaign pivoted, positioning blockchain as part of his economic plan to restore American competitiveness. USD1 became the flagship product of that narrative, supported by allies in Congress and the Middle East. Trump's business empire also plays a role here. Through real estate, media, and political networks, Trump has long-standing connections with sovereign wealth funds, particularly in Abu Dhabi and Saudi Arabia. Those relationships helped secure the $2 billion USD1 deal with Binance, a strategic move that instantly catapulted USD1 to the fifth largest stablecoin overnight. Unlike typical crypto startups that struggle for liquidity and exchange listings, WLFI started with global infrastructure and regulatory approval baked in. Trump's influence effectively removed the two biggest barriers every crypto project faces: trust and access. One of the most fascinating chapters in WLFI's story is its strategic partnership with Binance and the unexpected role of Abu Dhabi's MGX Sovereign Wealth Fund. In early 2025, Binance shocked the industry when it accepted its first institutional investor. For years, Binance had prided itself on being independent, cash-rich, and resistant to outside capital. Unlike Coinbase, which raised funds publicly, Binance rarely sought outside money, so why would the world's largest exchange suddenly accept a $2 billion investment? The answer was revealed months later. This was not a standard equity investment. Instead, the $2 billion flowed directly into USD1, the Trump-backed stablecoin. Overnight, the circulating supply of USD1 jumped from 0 to 2 billion, with nearly all of it minted on the BNB chain. This was a chess move. Rather than slowly bootstrap liquidity, WLFI secured instant credibility by piggybacking on Binance's network. Think about what this means. Binance, which has historically dominated global crypto liquidity, became the first major gateway for WLFI, and MGX, a sovereign wealth fund backed by Abu Dhabi, effectively became one of the largest institutional buyers of stablecoins in history. This also highlighted a new trend. Stablecoins are no longer just a crypto tool. They're becoming financial diplomacy instruments. For Abu Dhabi, partnering with Trump's stablecoin project gives them early leverage in the next generation of cross-border finance. For Binance, it creates a regulated, US-aligned stablecoin product that competes directly with Tether and USDC. This partnership isn't just about crypto markets, it's about geopolitics and power. The UAE has positioned itself as a global crypto hub. By backing WLFI, they're betting that this stablecoin will not only dominate DeFi, but also play a role in US Treasury markets, a market worth tens of trillions of dollars. Thanks to the Genius stablecoin bill, USD1 is positioned as one of the few stablecoins with explicit regulatory approval in the United States. That means WLFI isn't fighting regulators like Tether has for years. Instead, it's working with them. Combine that with Trump's influence and partnerships in the Middle East, and this stablecoin has a path to institutional legitimacy much faster than its competitors. With only 163 billion in Tether supply today, USD1 doesn't need to dethrone USDT to matter. It only needs a few billion-dollar deals to climb to top 3 in stablecoin rankings, and that seems inevitable with the Trump family pushing this forward. Now let's get into the WLFI token itself. The token is currently in pre-market trading through OTC platforms like Whales Market, priced at 23 cents per token, or a $23 billion valuation fully diluted. Some might call that expensive, but remember, Trump's meme coin hit $73 billion at its peak with no real utility. WLFI is a governance token for an entire DeFi ecosystem backed by one of the most politically powerful families in the world. Pre-market buyers need to understand the collateralized trade system. You don't get tokens directly yet. Instead, you buy a claim. When WLFI becomes trainable, you either receive your tokens or a payout up to 2x your collateral. If WLFI launches above your entry price, sellers may choose to cash out, and you'll get double your investment instead of tokens. Either way, that's a solid setup for a low-risk 2x over the next 2 months. WLFI was minted on Ethereum on September 29, 2025, exactly 1 year after its first ICO round. This matches US securities law that typically enforces a 1-year lockup for US-based token sales. WLFI has already announced a 6 to 8 week timeline for its awakening, which strongly suggests Q4 2025 for a major centralized exchange listing. If the TGE, token generation event, happens in October, pre-market buyers will have the first mover advantage. WLFI's launch will likely create a halo effect for related tokens. Here's a quick breakdown of the plays to watch. 1. Ethereum, ETH. All USD1 and WLFI infrastructure is EVM-based, making ETH the backbone of the ecosystem. 2. BNB, BNB chain. With most of USD1 supply minted on BNB, Binance is a direct beneficiary. 3. Trump memcoin. Expect renewed hype as traders connect WLFI to Trump's previous success. 4. Aave, AVE. WLFI's first major lending integration is with Aave v3, making it a natural bet. 5. Tron, TRX. Justin Sun invested $30 million into WLFI and is heavily involved in USD1's rollout. 6. Plume Network. RWA-focused L1 using USD1 as collateral. 7. Sui Network, Sui, partnering on IDOs and early adoption plays for USD1. 8. Blockstreet, launchpad building USD1 liquidity pools across EVM chains. 9. Dolomite, lending platform whose CTO is also WLFI CTO, deep integration expected. 10. AOL, America Online, a high-risk, high-reward meme utility play for Solana exposure. Blockstreet and Dolomite stand out as clear mid-cap bets because of confirmed partnerships, while AOL is more speculative. So why does WLFI matter so much, and why are analysts calling it the biggest play of this cycle? The answer lies in three factors: scale, regulation, and narrative. First, scale. Unlike typical DeFi projects that start small, WLFI was born with institutional liquidity, partnerships, and global infrastructure. Overnight, it became the fifth largest stablecoin, without retail hype. With Binance and sovereign funds backing it, it's clear this isn't a grassroots project. It's a top-down power move. Second, regulation. Crypto investors often fear regulation, but WLFI has turned it into its greatest strength. By aligning with the Genius Stablecoin Act and operating under strict US compliance, WLFI has positioned itself as the safe option for institutions. Unlike Tether, which is often criticized for opaque reserves, USD1 is backed one-to-one with US treasuries and cash, creating a level of trust that Wall Street and governments require. Third, narrative. Crypto thrives on narratives, and this one is powerful. WLFI is the official Trump DeFi project. It's not just a meme coin play. It's backed by political capital, billionaire networks, and global institutions. For the first time, a US political dynasty is directly tied to a DeFi product that's already operational. That's never happened before. Now add this. Trump's advisors, including Steve and Zach Wickoff, are deeply connected to Middle Eastern capital. Their mission is to bring foreign liquidity into US treasuries via stablecoin rails. If they succeed, USD1 could become the preferred institutional stablecoin, dwarfing existing players. We've seen this happen before in crypto. When USDC entered the market, it quickly took share from Tether because of its reputation for being safer. WLFI is positioned to repeat that story on a much larger scale, combining regulation, political clout, and meme power in one package. And remember, WLFI isn't just a stablecoin. The WLFI token gives governance rights over this multi-billion-dollar infrastructure. If USD1 becomes a top 3 stablecoin, WLFI's market cap could easily exceed $100 billion, especially with Trump's brand amplifying its reach. This is why some early investors see WLFI not just as a DeFi token, but as a new global financial instrument. It's a play that sits at the intersection of crypto speculation, institutional finance, and international politics. Most traders will dismiss WLFI as just another HELP project until X28. By Q4, when WLFI becomes fully tradable, the narrative will shift fast. If Trump's meme coin can hit $73 billion with no utility, imagine what happens when WLFI launches with real-world deals, DeFi adoption, and stablecoin growth built in. For now, smart investors are accumulating exposure, whether through pre-market WLFI buys or key ecosystem tokens like Blockstreet and Dolomite. The play is simple. Position early, wait for the hype wave, and take profits when retail FOMO peaks. This is WealthyWise, and you've just seen the full story of WLFI. If this gave you an edge, hit subscribe, share it with your trading group, and let me know in the comments. Is WLFI the most strategic project of this cycle, or just political theater?